Welcome to episode 2.5 of the Stats Free Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jarrell Hicks, and let's get started. This is episode 2.5 because episode 1 and 2 are taken down from Spotify and all other platforms. I found a better podcasting site, podcasting host, podcasting hosting website that I switched to. So my previous platform will not allow me to transfer my previously recorded episodes. So I'm giving y'all more content with episode 2.5 with things I forgot, not forgot about, but things I missed out on last episode, which was recorded only 2 days ago. Today is Sunday. Sunday just past midnight, 12:30. So um, I'll touch on topics I didn't touch on that episode. It's been updates since I recorded. I recorded Friday. It's been updates on NBA free agency, so I'll go through those. And let's see. But yeah, that's it right now. I might give you two podcasts this week. Also depends on when KD and Kawhi Leonard make their decisions. But I potentially might give you episode 3 and 3.5 this week. Probably one Wednesday and one Saturday. Saturday, which is normal schedule for the episodes, but I might give you two. Might stick to one. Depends on when KD and Kawhi make their decisions. But I have a week off from school this week, so that's why I'm giving you two. We're on summer break at my college, so I'm doing online school, but the school's on summer break, so that's why you're getting two. But let's get started with the show, man. Big news, not unpredictable and not no shocking news, but big news in NBA free agency. Klay Thompson staying with the Warriors. Like I said, not a shock there. I'm not surprised at that. I thought the reports coming out of Golden State was BS anyway, saying they might not offer Klay the max, and if they don't offer Klay the max, Klay might leave for Lakers or Clippers. I knew that was a smokescreen. They just get people excited, but yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna happen. I'm surprised and kind of disappointed. News are leaking out so early because free agency is kind of lackluster now. With a lot of the names gone, they only have two guys left. KD and Kawhi, really that people care about, but those two guys will determine the future of the NBA for the next few years, especially next year. Well, I don't know, not really because KD's out, but people think Kawhi can do it again by himself or lead a starless team by itself without major help from another all-star or superstar. So I don't believe that. I think that's a one-time thing. They would have lost if Klay didn't get hurt. In my opinion, they would have lost Game 6 and lost Game 7. But it's in the past. It already happened, so they won. Congrats to them. But they weren't really the best. They weren't really the best team. They were the best team that was healthy. But KD and Kyrie. I want to say Kyrie. KD and Kawhi will definitely they're two unpredictable guys, so we'll see where they go with it. But I'm predicting KD stays with the Warriors at the end of the day, and I think Kawhi stays with the Raptors. I think both take shorter deals. I'll say 2 years with a third year player option, especially with KD. He's definitely taking, in my opinion, taking a short term deal, and I'll say Kawhi will also, but KD for sure. Kawhi could sign long term. He could sign a 1 year deal, a 1 year player option for 2 years. But KD definitely, I believe, will and should take a shorter deal to see where he really wants to go, and make his decision final another year. I think it's healthy. But back to Klay. I knew it was gonna happen. Not a big shocker. Kyrie to the Brooklyn Nets. Not a big shocker. I am shocked that the Nets are potentially willing to keep D'Angelo Russell. If they can't bring another star with Kyrie, which might not happen. Like I said, I don't believe KD's going there. I don't think Jimmy Butler's going there. I don't think Kawhi's going there. So they might keep D'Angelo Russell and sign him to a max or close to a max deal. I don't like that pairing. Kyrie and D'Angelo. I don't like it, man. I don't like that combo. So I doubt, even if they don't get another star, I doubt they'll keep both. Oh, they'll keep D'Angelo, but I think they're just trying to make it harder for the Lakers to get another good or star player. So let's see. I think back to D'Angelo Russell before I get off him. I think the Nets would rather sign and trade him to Minnesota or somewhere else before they give him to the Lakers, because they have his rights. He's a restricted free agent right now until the Nets release his rights. They might not ever do that. They might just sign and trade him to to the Timberwolves or another team before they renounce his rights and give him to the Lakers. So I think that's gonna happen. My prediction in episode 2 was D'Angelo Russell going to the Lakers, but the way it's panning out now, I think the Nets might hold him hostage until they find a sign and trade for him. So that's that with that. But Kemba going to Boston, not a shocker. I didn't really predict it. Like I said he would go there, but I didn't predict it. Like, oh no, like a brand new idea or anything. I saw it on Sports Center. They said Boston and Kemba might be a match. Danny Ainge and the Celtics like Kemba, and that was before they even said it was going to sign. So I kind of predicted it, but I didn't make the idea up. That's what I'm trying to say. But I saw the report. I did say between New York and Boston, but today is Sunday. I said that Friday. Today is Sunday, and the news broke Sunday morning, late Saturday night, that he will sign with Boston. So, that's cool. Like for new listeners, I said in episode 2, you might not never hear, but but I did say Kyrie and Kimba and D'Angelo Russell are all similar ranked players in my opinion. I don't think just because Kyrie name is bigger name recognition, I don't think he's that much better, if better at all, than D'Angelo Russell and Kemba Walker. So they're not really losing that much by losing Kyrie and getting Kemba Walker. They're kind of the same player, so it's not really a big deal in my opinion. It's a good move though. I like it. I did trash Danny Ainge in episode 2, and I did mention even if they get Kemba, I think Danny Ainge should still be fired because he let a lot of the assets that they built up over the years. He didn't really use them at all for anything major. His core young guys, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Terry Rozier, they didn't trade anybody for anything major. Like I said, episode 2, Jaylen Brown, they had an offer for Jaylen Brown to the Spurs 2 years ago, whatever. Jaylen Brown and a few picks and another player for Kawhi Leonard coming off that injury, and they said no. I don't fault them for that because looking in hindsight 2020, Kawhi, you wouldn't know Kawhi would be healthy, but still, even before the injury, before this year in Toronto, Kawhi was a top 10 player in the league. So I still would have done that off of just GP for Kawhi Leonard, but he didn't pull that trigger. He didn't pull Anthony Davis trigger. He didn't pull a lot of the triggers over the years for star players or very good players he could have traded for. He decided not to. But he still have a good team, so it is what it is. But I still think he should get fired. But he did a good job filling the role for Kyrie with Kemba Walker. Al Horford looks like he's gone. I'm seeing reports today that he could be going to Dallas. I like the fit a lot. I like the fit. Him, Porzingis, Doncic. That's a nice little trio. I can get with that. Playoff team, I don't know. Depends on if Porzingis is healthy or not. But the team that's a solid big three. It's a solid top 3 players. So I like that move if it does happen. I also like maybe Horford with the Nets. He joined Kyrie with the Nets because they don't really have a four. The Nets don't have a power forward anyway, for real. They have Jared Allen at the five, Joe Harris at the two, Kyrie at the one, Karis LeVert at the three, Spencer Dinwiddie, backup one or two, whatever. He's a combo guard. The four, I don't remember who's the four. Rondé Hollis, Rondé Hollis Jefferson, maybe. I think he's off the bench, but whatever. But yeah, Damari Carroll. I don't know. But yeah, Al Horford could come and solidify that offense even more if he joins the Nets too, or the Clippers. So any three of those teams, Nets, Clippers, or maybe the Jazz too. Um, the Jazz looking for a power forward too. So the Jazz, Nets, Clippers, or the Mavericks, I think will be good fits for Al Horford. Um, he's a good player. I'm say great. He's a good player. A very good solid. He's not a star, but he's close as you can get to a star without being a star. He does everything well: defense, inside outside game, 3 point marksman for a big guy. He's a good fit for any team that's looking to win a title. So he's a good fit. The biggest news today for me, not biggest, but the most shocking news was seeing Nikola Mirotic go back to play in Europe. That was shocking to me. But big picture, I had him going, being a key piece to any team, any title contending team that had a little cap space. I had him being a big piece. But big picture, looking at his career, he started over in the EuroLeague since he was a teenager, and he's pushing 30 now, I believe, close to 30. So he came over to the league, NBA, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. So his career didn't really take off like they thought it would, like people thought it would. So I guess, and especially last year, this past season, he was with the Bucks. I remember he got benched for the last few games in the Eastern Conference Finals. So I think that just nailed the ice on the cake for him, the nail in the coffin. I think he just went ahead and took his ball back home and playing in EuroLeague now, where he's gonna be a star probably, most likely. So that was shocking to me. I had him as a big piece to a championship team, but yeah, that was shocking to me. Um, they had him projected to get a 3-year, $45 million deal, and the Jazz were going to. They say the Jazz were going to hit him up about joining the team. So it's kind of weird him passing up the kind of money to go back home to EuroLeague, but it's all about being comfortable, being happy. And if he wasn't happy and wasn't comfortable with his role, that's fine. Or just miss home, that's fine. I respect it. Money isn't everything. Happiness and comfortability is everything, in my opinion. So I love it, but it was shocking at the same time. Let's see. Last week, episode two. Not last week. 2 days ago, episode two. I forgot to talk about the big battle between Damian Lillard and Marvin Bagley. I enjoyed it a whole lot. I think Dame obviously killed him in the first diss track. I still haven't heard Dame's second diss track. I know he said in the first track he wasn't gonna do a second one, but he did a second one. Marvin Bagley did too. Damian Lillard did too. I heard bits and pieces of Marvin Bagley's first one. I wasn't impressed by it at all. It was cool, but he really showed for a stretch, like a bar or two. He a verse or two. About like the first verse, I think Bagley snapped on him. But at the end of the first verse, he kind of started tailing off and started losing focus or something. It didn't really. It kind of died off towards the end. But they both showed improved to me, man. I'm a fan of hip hop music. I'm a fan of rap. I listened to Dame Lillard albums, his first two albums. So I'm a fan of both. I've heard Marvin Bagley rap before on SoundCloud. Heard a few songs from him, so I enjoyed it. I was surprised so much cussing in it. I remember an interview with Damian Lillard a few years ago. I think when he dropped his second album, he was doing an interview on First Take, I think, or somewhere like that, Sports Center. He was saying he wasn't gonna cuss because kids listen to his music, but it was a lot of cussing during this diss. But I said I didn't mind. I'm a grown adult. I cuss. I listen to cussing, so it's not a big deal. It was just shocking to hear Dame Lillard cuss because he's not really demonstrative on the court at all. And then hearing him, and hearing his previous music's albums, he didn't really cuss that much either. So hearing him really be vulgar doing these diss tracks was really like, whoa, like you never heard him cuss. But I'm a dog, not a big deal. I was just saying, like, I heard him say before he wasn't gonna cuss, but he did. But excuse me, like I was saying, it's not a big deal. So I don't mind it at all. But I think Dame won clearly round one. I, even though I didn't even though I didn't hear Dame's two, I heard it. The reviews I saw from people, the reactions wasn't that good. So I'll give it, by default, I'll give it to Marvin Bagley. But overall, the battle goes to Dame Lillard. That first one was a TKO, man. I'm surprised, but I do respect. But I am surprised that Marvin Bagley came back. But he came back hard, man. Like I said, I liked his second one better than his first one. And for a little period in time, doing a little verse, I think part of the first verse, I think Bagley snapped. But towards the end, he started tailing off and cooling off. But I enjoyed the battle, man. I appreciate it as a music fan, hip hop fan, and I respect both came back. Both did it in one day, less than 24 hours. So I appreciate it, man. As a music fan. Let's see. Stick with basketball before I go to football. I want to do a quick topic about the big three. This episode won't be too long either. This is 2.5, not official full length episode. So this probably be 30, 45 minutes. Full length episodes for new fans are usually around an hour and a half to 2 hours plus. So this won't be that long. I want to talk about the big three. I saw the big three on CBS tonight. Well, last night, Saturday night. I enjoyed it, man. As a young black man, seeing the moves that black people doing, black men are doing, black women are doing, such as Ava DuVernay, Ice Cube, Tyler Perry, way more names than that, but they've been in the news lately for Tyler Perry with the BET Awards speech, the Ice Cube and the Big Three, and just the other, him owning his own movie studios and doing movies and stuff like that, and Ava DuVernay with the movie on Netflix. What is it? They See Us, or When They See Us, something like that. I still haven't seen it yet, but great reviews about it, and I know what the movie is based about. So, they've been doing great things as a young black man, seeing them making their own and having their own and creating their own content, and me trying to do the same. I respect it, and we should get behind them in any way possible and support them in any type of way, man. And the Big Three, Ice Cube, this is third season, I believe, and I want to start backing him, man. I'm gonna start covering the big three every week that it's on. Not spend too much time on it, probably like 10, 15 minutes a episode. Just to show some light on it, man. Hopefully people start watching the big three more and more, going to the games more and more. I love the idea, man. And it's not trying to compete with the NBA. The same with the XFL that's coming back 2020. I think the spring, right after the Super Bowl, is coming out. It's coming out again. I think it came out 20, 30 years ago, something like that, 15 years ago. But it's created by Vince McMahon and some other partners. But I'm gonna support all that, man. Even though it's not really, XFL isn't really black owned, I don't think at all. Vince McMahon, owner of WWE, is a white man, but I enjoy good business, man, and smart moves to not try to compete, but be a offshoot of the league. Not try to compete with them and take them down, but try to compliment them and just give fans something to watch until the main thing come back on TV. And I appreciate that, man. And the Big Three is good. It's good. It's not watered down. It's good. Former NBA players, former good players also, not just scrubs, but also guys never got a real legit shot. For whatever reason, it's not always about talent, not making it in the NBA. It's about fit, scheme, about sometimes just politics too. So the big three did well in the turnout from what I saw in the stands. This is week two of the new season, and the fans were pretty full. The stands were pretty full. I enjoyed it, man, and the rules a little different. It's 3-on-3 basketball, same way I grew up doing in my neighborhood in the hood. So I enjoy it, man, and I just want to shine some light on it when the time comes. So it'll probably get its own segment, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, depends on what's going on during that week. But for sure, I'm enjoying the big three, and I applaud Ice Cube for attempting to do something that's legit and do something that's big time, man. So I think we should get behind and support him a lot. But one player I want to point out on the big three that I saw that I forgot all about, but he was a good player in college, a very good player. I believe could have had a good NBA career. Was Royce White. He went to Iowa State back in 2011 to 2012. He was the power forward, I think number 10 or 0, something like that. He was the power forward. He was your do-it-all point forward, man, in college. About 6'8", 6'9", like 250, 260, solid as a rock, man. And he was a playmaking big man who could do it all. Shoot the three, mid-range, inside, playmaking, handles, great passing. He was awesome, man. Seeing him in the big three made me be like, dang, what happened to him? So I remember, last thing I remember about him was he was drafted by the Rockets, but the report came out that he was scared of flying. He had some type of major fear of flying. So they were saying how it was a problem because how he would get to the games when he had to travel across country back on different nights. But end up he has mental issues. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but he was a big advocate to the NBA about having a mental program or mental policies. I'm not sure if they act on those or not, but he was a big proponent in doing that for the NBA. Like I said, I don't know if they did it or not, but he really tried to get stuff going on. But he didn't pan out in the NBA. I'm surprised. I wonder why. Maybe it was the flying thing, but I think he's over that now, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's gotten over that with counseling and stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe I read somewhere he's gotten over that fear, or he knows how to control it a little bit better. But reading up on what happened to him, he ended up going to the Canadian Basketball League and dominating over there, man. He was a two-time All-Star. He was a scoring champion in 2018. Last year he was he won a title over there both years, if I'm not mistaken. He was over there balling out, man. So I think he would have been a great NBA player, and I mean great. Like I say, he was similar to Draymond Green in my opinion, or I'll say Blake Griffin, because what Blake Griffin is now, Royce White was that before Blake Griffin was. Like, Royce White came into the league as a complete player. You know how Blake Griffin had to learn how to shoot the mid-range and now the three-pointer. He got handles now, can step back and can play make a little bit and run fast breaks off the defensive rebound and go to an offensive fast break and run the fast break and pass the ball or dunk it by himself. Blake Griffin, Draymond Green, that's their patented move now, and other bigger guys who can do that, who are mobile. Royce White was doing that back then, back in 2012, at 6'8", 6'9", 250 to 260. So he was definitely ahead of his time, in my opinion. Draymond Green was drafted in the same draft, but a lot later. Royce White was picked first round in the 16th pick. Draymond Green was second round, 35th pick. But if you remember in college, Draymond Green wasn't the Draymond Green he was now. He was a little chubbier, a little chunkier. He could do the same type stuff, but wasn't elite at defensive assignments yet. He wasn't an elite playmaker yet, but now, like I said, it's all about fit too, a scheme and fit. It's questionable if Draymond Green could do the same thing in different on a different team. We may never find out, but like I said, there's nothing wrong with being you know fit into a scheme. With some guys, it's just a blessing. Some guys get put in a situation where they can't really lose. And Draymond is in a situation where his he can't lose, man. He's a defensive one of the best defensive players in the league. I think two-time defensive NBA champion, award winner, maybe one, but it was close with him and Gobert a few times. But I know Gobert won this year. I think Draymond won two years straight also, if I'm not mistaken. I know Kawhi won 2 years straight. I want to say Draymond won 2 years straight also, but neither here nor there. He's one of the better uh, defenders in the league today. I know at least one time the defending he was a one-time defensive champion award winner. But I think Royce White could have been not the defender Draymond was, but a hell of a lot better offensive guy. Like I said, he was a better player than Draymond coming out that draft hands down. Even when Draymond that has developed to what he was now, I think Royce White would have still been a little bit better because his offensive game is a lot more polished. He's a better 3-point shooter, a better post up scorer. He's a better mid-range scorer. He's more consistent with his jump shot. Draymond Green can give you 30 on a super hot night, but Royce White can give you 20 on just a regular basic night for him, in my opinion. But I just thought about him like, man, seeing him there and seeing what he could have been, in my opinion. A great player, very good, great player. No good Blake Griffin. Whatever you consider Blake Griffin is, a star, I think Royce White could have been great Blake Griffin. Not the athleticism. He can't really. He don't have Blake Griffin ups. Don't get me wrong, but offensive game wise, just the what took a. Let me slow down now. Let me slow down if I get lost. Blake Griffin lost athleticism also from all the injuries and just getting a little older. So, like I said, Royce White would have been Blake Griffin. He was drafted 2012. If he would have matured how I thought he would have, his game and gotten better and caught up to the game speed and stuff, Royce White could have been Blake Griffin in like 3-4 years in 2016, 17. You know what I'm saying? Blake Griffin, because the injuries and stuff, he lost a lot of his bounce, but he's a good player still. So whatever level you consider Blake Griffin a star, semi-superstar or whatever, I think Royce White could have been in that same level. They would have been similar players right now, in my opinion. But that's life sometimes. Always get the dice, the role that you want. But it is what it is. But it's good. I'm glad to see him doing good, and it's good to see other players too, man. I grew up watching Cuttino Mobley. He's up there balling. He went crazy this game tonight. He went ridiculous. He went crazy. Joe Johnson, former Nets, Suns, Hawks player. I think retired last year. I think he played for the Jazz last year or 2 years ago, something like that. He just retired recently, a few years ago. Out there balling. He's the early MVP favorite. You have Steven Jackson from the Spurs, from the Pacers, balling out, playing well. Ron Artest, Baron Davis, Big Baby Davis, Nate Robinson, Gilbert Arenas made his debut tonight. He did well. He did okay. He hit the game-winning shot. A game-winning free throw. The rules are a little different. So you have the first to get to 50 wins, but you got to win by 2 points. And the free throws in the big three count as 2 points, and they were up by 2, I believe, already. So that free throw he got fouled on, had to shoot one free throw, count as 2 points, and he made the first one. So that's a game-winning shot. Big Baby Davis hit a game-winning shot last week, I believe. So yeah, a game-winning fadeaway. shot in the post. But it's a very good league, man. It's fun to watch. It's entertaining. It's competitive. It's real physical. Jason Maxill, old Piston player, he is still huge. Like he looks huge. Like he's just throwing people around, being super physical. I love watching it, man. I will hope to see one day maybe a star player, uh, not all time great like LeBron or Kobe, but maybe Carmelo. No, another year or two. I do think Carmelo Anthony's going to the Lakers. Um, I do believe that it's like a seventh, eighth man, ninth man type role. But I think he would be a key forward, a key scorer when LeBron is out. I got LeBron should rest. LeBron and AD will be resting this year for load management. So I think a key piece when they sit will be Carmelo to carry the offensive load, in my opinion. But maybe another 2 years, 3 years, maybe next year, Carmelo could maybe join a big three and be a star player there. So you know, I like the big three a lot, man. And Jason Terry, the Jet, is there too. It's a lot of big name guys, man. Not legends, but big name guys. A few legends are coaches. Dr. J was a coach 1 year. Gary Payton's a coach. Um, let's see. One other guy's Nancy Lieberman. The older women's player. What's your coach? Nancy Lieberman? Excuse me. Nancy Lieberman was a coach, I believe. Maybe WNBA. I don't know, but she's a coach in the Big Three now. So they have some legit names, man. Hall of Famers, very good, solid NBA players, former NBA players, man. So just check them out, man. Support Big Three, support Black business. I love it, man. I really do. I'm gonna start buying their gear, wearing their gear for real. Like I'm on it heavy, man. Support is gonna be heavy. Um, let's see, 32 minutes. I'm gonna leave it right here, man. I don't want to go too long. I don't want to get into any of my topics for episode three. Episode three will be out Saturday midnight. So if you up, it'll be ready for you on all platforms. And also my Stats Free Sports podcast website should be officially up by and before Saturday, probably Thursday, really. But it should be ready Saturday for all my supporters and fans. So you can get it directly from the website. I'll post that link later on. Check my Facebook page, Stats Free Sports. Check my Instagram, Stats Free Sports, the same name. Excuse me. Check those two places for the links. Follow that page for all the news and updates. And yeah, thank you for listening. This is episode 2.5. And see y'all this Saturday, episode 3.